Good morning. Welcome to our lesson for today, which will be on probability. Probability is the chance that something or an outcome will occur. So we're going to use a couple different words when we talk about probability. The words that we're going to use today are going to be certain, likely, equally likely, unlikely, and impossible. If you could take a second just to jot down our definition up above, as well as these 4 sets of words. If you need to pause the video to get this written down, go ahead and take some time to do that. Let's try using some of the vocabulary we just talked about. Before you, you have a bag full of teal stars. So if I were to draw a star from this bag, it would be teal. I would be certain to draw a teal star. Now at the same time, I'm certain to draw a teal star, but it would be impossible for me to draw an orange star because there are no orange stars. So in this case, it is impossible for me to draw an orange star. Now this bag of stars is a little bit different. You'll notice here in the middle of the bag, we have an orange star, but the rest of the stars are all teal. So in this situation, I would be likely to choose a teal star. And while I'm likely to draw a teal star, I am unlikely to choose the orange star. So again, in this situation, I'm likely to choose the teal star because there's a whole lot more teal stars than there are orange stars. And I'm unlikely to choose the orange star because there's only one orange star and a whole bunch of teal stars. Now let's look at this bag. In this bag, we have 3 orange stars and 3 teal stars. So if you were to close your eyes and pull out a star, you would be equally likely to choose an orange or a teal star. The only time things are going to be equally likely is if there's an equal amount. So if there's 3 and 3, or even if there were 8 or 8, or 120 and 120. But in order to be equally likely, you need to have an equal amount. Here's our first example problem. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see that we have a bag of marbles, or a set of marbles. And we'd like to find out how likely it is that Mrs. B will choose a yellow marble from the bag. So there's a few things we need to take into consideration. First, we need to count the number of marbles that there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 marbles total. Then we need to count the number of yellow marbles that there are. There are 1, 2 yellow marbles. So that means that less than 1/2 of the bag are yellow. So that means that I am unlikely to choose a yellow marble. And our final answer would be unlikely. Now for one last example, using our words certain, likely, equally likely, and unlikely, as well as impossible. Let's say that we have a nice, yummy bowl of Lucky Charms, the breakfast of mathematics champions. And I'd like for you to describe the probability of getting a marshmallow from the bowl of cereal if there are 10 pieces of cereal and there are 10 marshmallows. So think about it and talk about it as a group. And hopefully you should find out that they are equally likely because we have the same amount of cereal and the same amount of marshmallows. You would be equally likely to draw a marshmallow as you would a piece of cereal. Next, we're going to use numbers to describe probability. So we have a group of tiles over here on our left, and we can see that we have some red tiles and some blue tiles, some yellow tiles. And in math, it's really important for us to kind of keep things a little bit ordered so that way we can tell what we're counting. Because sometimes it can be over to just look at a picture and tell exactly what it is. So here I've taken a picture of the tiles arranged. So we can see now that there are 4 red tiles, 3 green tiles, 3 yellow tiles, and 1 blue tile. Or total, this would be 11. Because 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So what they want for us to do is to use numbers to describe the probability of choosing a green tile. So remember that probability means how likely it will be. So let's try this. I have 3 green tiles and I have 11 tiles total. So my probability would be 3 out of 11. The 3 is for the number of green tiles that there are, and the 11 is for the total amount of tiles. So I'd like for you to try this next example. We have our same picture over here on the right with the 4 red, the 3 green, the 3 yellow, and the 1 blue. And I'd like for you to please use numbers to describe the probability of choosing a blue tile. So take a second to try this out on your own. We only have 1 blue tile, so we only have a 1 out of 11 chance of choosing the blue tile. And if we were to use this in our words, we would be unlikely to choose a blue tile. So to write this in numbers, we would say 1 out of 11, or to write this in words, we would say unlikely to choose a blue tile. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless.